Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191 with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. He's Dr. Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Kevin Nealon is our guest tonight. Kevin, I read here and was surprised at this little piece in his bio, is the longest-running cast member in the history of Saturday Night Live.
I think what they meant was the tallest. Yeah, the tallest. Longest, tallest.
They should have said rangiest. No, that's, you know, and actually I was watching, I think it was Comedy Central when I got home last night, and they were running an episode of Saturday Night Live, and there was you in the cast, and it always struck me how long your reign was there. How many years was it?
It was 9 seasons. I was on that show for 9 seasons.
Who's, just for fun, like, how long was John Belushi on, or?
John Belushi was only there, ironically, for only 2 weeks, but it seems longer because he was so good.
What an impressive body of work to compile in just 14 days, Drew.
Only 2 shows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just 2 shows. That's right.
I'm not sure how long he was there. I think maybe 4 years.
Right, so 9 is pretty amazing.
Well, you know, a lot of people use that show as a stepping stone. For me, it was a career. You know, I love New York. I love working there, and I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, it is funny that we're in a kind of business where everything is a stepping stone. I mean, or that's the way a lot of people approach it, which is, although Drew's on his 27th season of Loveline here, so obviously it's been a little more of a drainage ditch than a stepping stone for you, but everybody looks at everything as the next move up. And if they get into doing features, they're getting $5 million, they want $10 million the next one.
Right. They're never happy with what they have.
But anchoring the news desk over there, especially on Saturday Night Live, one of the legendary shows on network television, I mean, it seems like a pretty good place to hang out for a while.
It's a great gig. I don't know why people leave there, but they do, and some disappear, others don't. But I just love living in New York City. I love working with, you know, I mean, these musical guests coming in, Paul McCartney, James Taylor, you know, Mick Jagger.
Right.
To get to sit next to them and hear them sing and, you know, touch them and rough them up a little bit. You know, hey, where else can you do that?
And doing sketches, as Drew brought up before the show, one of his favorite Kevin Nealon sketches was with Harvey Keitel. And just being able to work with guys of that caliber.
Yeah, it's great. I just love doing it. I love living in New York City. But, you know, after 9 seasons, you're ready to move on to that next stepping stone.
Well, one of those things is something we're going to talk about tonight, which is May 29th at 11 p.m. Kevin is doing his own special on Comedy Central. This is a stand-up special.
That's right. A lot of people don't know that I do stand-up, and it's really what I did before I got on Saturday Night Live. I was doing a lot of stand-up comedy. I was doing, like, the Letterman Show, you know, and the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Right.
All those shows. And then when I got on Saturday Night Live, I stopped doing it on television, but I continued to do it, like, at colleges and theaters like that. So now I'm kind of revisiting it and getting out more and doing it more and more on television.
Is it your first love?
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, that's what got me into the business, was doing stand-up comedy. And that's all I wanted to do. And then somebody said, hey, you got to take some acting lessons in case somebody comes in and wants to see you for a sitcom or something. So I started taking acting classes and workshops, but I continued doing the stand-up. And it's something that I continue to do, and I'll, you know, continue to do it for as long as I can.
Now, this is a half hour?
It's a half-hour comedy special, yeah.
And where do you perform it?
That was done in New York City at the Hudson Theater. About a month ago.
And is there going to be any? Is there a sketch to bring us into it, or are you doing any acting? No, I know, but so much of stand-up now. It seems like just about every stand-up showcase has a vignette before the stand-up begins of the stand-up. You know, doing something to his grandmother, or getting in a bar fight, or something that then leads you into the stand-up.
I think that's mostly your HBO. Stand-up specials.
Okay.
Untalented stand-up, see.
Oh, please. All right, so Kevin Nealon is here, so is Drew, and we're going to the phones.
You love stand-up.
I can't stand stand-up.
You know, I can't
couldn't
either.
stand doing it.
That's the ironic thing about me doing it. I hate doing it.
No, you must be good at it, because Adam sucked, see.
Yeah, it was bad.
Where did you do stand-up?
I did it in, like, my basement.
Oh, I think I saw you.
I think
I might have seen one of your shows.
I did like open mics and stuff like that, and it was such a painful experience that I never wanted to do it again. Yeah. So I just got out, and I never had that. It's like liver. Either you're into it or you're not. And if it's not for you, you're not even interested in trying it again.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Which comics did you like? What influenced you? Who influenced you?
Well, like when I was growing up, I always liked, like George Carlin.
Sure.
And
Pryor.
Yeah, Pryor, and whoever was on TV. When you're 8, you think Bob Hope's hysterical. You don't know any better. You're laughing your ass off to Hee Haw and stuff like that. But I guess coming up, and then later on, maybe Seinfeld and Dennis Miller and Kevin Nealon and guys like that. But it always it struck me as something you really had to want to do badly, because if you didn't really want to do it, it was going to be a painful, arduous task.
You have to enjoy it, and I actually enjoyed it. I didn't mind waiting in line to get on the open mic nights, and there was that camaraderie with the other comics, and just staying out till like 4 in the morning, going to like a deli afterwards and just talking about it and looking forward to every open mic night was just, it was just great for me.
Well, what about, Drew, you've never had to experience this, but Kevin, I'm sure you had, the open mic night speech to the comics, to the 127 comics that showed up, by the guy who was running the open mic that night, who was really pissed off because he thought he should have got the middle act slot in the main room. Instead, he was relegated to working with the grunts, hosting the open mic thing, and he's like this old pissed off bitter comedian, and he doesn't have much time, and he's not going to sugarcoat anything, and he knows everyone's desperate, and they start getting abusive.
That's right.
They go, listen, you got 2.5 minutes. Now, when the picture of Eddie Cantor lights up, that means you have 25 seconds to leave the goddamn stage.
That's right.
If I hit you with the flashlight beam once, that's all it's going to be, because the next time you're going to get hit with the flashlight.
He's like a drill instructor.
Yeah, I'll take this thing right upside your head. And then they start giving you, that part was all right. It's like, okay, there's 150 guys here. We all have 15 seconds to do our best material.
That's right. I want you to all strip down. We're going to hose you down, and we give you clothes to wear.
Right, now the hazing process begins. Put this bra on! But, so you're getting the crap beat out of you before you go on.
And you're scared.
And you're scared to death anyway, just by the process. And then the thing that's good is when they start working into the shaping your act part of the speech. Now listen, I don't want to hear a bunch of tit jokes up there, okay? That's all I hear all night. And here's the thing, too. Save the funny stuff for the end, but don't save too much of it, because if you get hit with the flashlight, you get one more funny bit and then you're out. You're not spinning into something else. It's like, whoa, boy, this is scary.
It sounds like you worked at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, but the guys will just start yelling at you before you hit the stage.
And then you realize those guys don't even work there.
Right.
They're just pulling a wool over your head.
And remember, have a good time out there.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
And once again, that's 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, and then so what happens is because you got the slot, there's 157 guys there, and you're going on, you get number 3 slot. So you're going on at 4:45 in the afternoon. There's a guy cleaning the carpets and the upholstery, like in the back. The house lights are on, and daylight is coming through the windows. And the only one in the audience is the 156 other comics who are there, who are sort of pissed off once you just hurry up and get through your act, and not really interested in sharing or supporting too much. And the one guy you invited from work, who you've been telling for the last year and a half how funny you are.
That's right.
And how great the career's been going.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I had, it was really weird, too, because when you do the open mics, you don't really want to tell your friends that you're doing an open mic, but on the other hand, you're not sure if you got a spot until an hour before the guy pulls the thing out of the hat and you got your number.
It's so political, too. And once you get that number, he'll be squeezing some of his friends in there.
Right.
And then the owner will be putting some showcase people up there.
Right.
So you'll see that great audience leave, and you're stuck there at 1:30 going on.
It's great, yeah. You're number 46. You got a great slot. You're going up at 9:45 in the evening. You got a full crowd, and here comes Geechee Guy through the front door. He wants to experiment with about 3 hours of sort of esoteric stuff.
Right.
He pulls up a chair and a pitcher of water, and you see the clock go around to the next day. The whole place is filed out. Now you're coming back up. Geechee, meanwhile, has opened a notebook, and he's reading stuff that he doesn't even remember that he wrote down on the ride in.
That's true. That's true. I moved out from Connecticut to California because I didn't want anybody that I knew to see me doing stand-up or trying it, you know, so in case I bombed or anything. And I would go into the improvisation, and I would sit out in the car at first, in front of the place. I was afraid to go in. And then eventually I worked up the nerve to go in for open mic night.
Well, I actually drove the car in and performed from the car.
And then I would sit in the audience, and they would pull names out of the hat, and they pulled my name out of the hat, and it was a great slot. But by the time I pulled my name, I was so scared. You know, they called my name out, and I was looking around the room for Kevin Nealon, too, you know, because I wasn't about to go up, you know, Kevin Nealon. I'm looking around.
You didn't call yourself a pussy, did you, in front of everyone?
No.
All right, we'll take some phone calls we could wax on all night about this open mic business.
Chelsea's 13.
We'll speak to Chelsea. Thank you. Chelsea?
You guys have a new talk show called Comedian Corner.
Yeah. We talk about comedy without the jokes. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Well?
Chelsea.
Hi, well,
Hold on, this is the Carvel whale, isn't it?
We've altered your voice in some weird way.
Is this your phone, Chelsea?
Yeah, it's a cell phone.
Okay, can you get on a...
Are you in jail?
No.
Can you get on another phone that works better?
Not exactly.
All right, ask your question real quick.
Okay, whenever I masturbate, like, my breasts start hurting, and I'm not exactly sure why.
Are you really 13?
Yeah.
Really? All right.
Well, they're on hold.
All right. Why would your breast hurt when you're masturbating?
Breast can sort of become tender, can hurt in response to lots of different stimuli. But a lot of guys don't know this. That, for instance, when a woman is lactating after pregnancy, the sound of a baby crying will cause them to lactate and hurt and sort of get a cramp in the breast.
Really?
And so various kinds of stimulation, particularly when they're developing, could potentially cause some discomfort there.
So maybe it's not from masturbating, maybe it's just coming into puberty?
It's the two together. There is a certain amount of swelling and whatnot that goes on during arousal, and that can be uncomfortable too.
So when you get aroused, blood gets pumping, things start happening, things get engorged, and there can be pain involved.
Chelsea did not sound 13 to me, though.
She sounded like an alien. What are you talking about? How can you tell how old she was? Renee?
Yeah?
You're 14?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Drew, I don't want to talk to 13 and 14-year-olds. You know how hard it is to make fart jokes with 13 and 14-year-olds? I really feel badly about myself when I do that. Let me talk to someone a few years older. Mike?
Yeah.
You're 21.
Yes, I am.
You're on with Kevin Nealon.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. This. I don't really have a problem. I don't think you can kind of interject if I do, but it just seems like Adam wanted to hear something.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
So I'm in college, and my girlfriend and I we live in about 600 miles away from.
No.
Putting you on hold there, Mike. Mike. All right, that's better yet.
If folks, we don't have a problem. Don't call.
Do you guys like doing the radio show better or the TV show?
We normally like the radio show. It's just tonight's not really indicative of that love. Matt?
Yeah?
Okay, you're 15?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I just want to know what the difference is between HIV and AIDS, because you always hear that they have HIV and then,
Well, HIV is the virus that causes AIDS.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
You just, because you...
If you have it long enough, it will destroy the certain piece of the immune system. It can also cause a dementia and destroy brain cells, and it will cause a syndrome called AIDS.
So you can't contract AIDS, you can contract HIV, and that can turn into AIDS.
HIV is the causative agent of AIDS.
I know. So if you said, this person gave me AIDS, you'd be incorrect. I mean, in an exact way. You get HIV from somebody.
That's like saying if somebody gave me pneumonia, that would be incorrect. Yes, it would be incorrect. They gave you a virus, a Coxsackie virus, and that gave you the AIDS. I mean, the pneumonia.
Hold on, did you say cock and sacky in the same sentence there, Drew?
The point is that the syndrome that viruses cause are usually what people refer to when they say they caught something.
I know it sounded semi-retarded. But
it is retarded.
Okay, but listen to me. You can have HIV and it can never turn to AIDS. Right?
So far, that hasn't happened.
Oh, really?
Well, we believe that one day will happen, and we believe we're close to that.
Some people can go for a long time.
Long time.
What about the Magic Johnsons of the world?
The question, the prevailing thinking is that eventually that will progress to AIDS. Maybe not. We don't know yet.
With the medicine they have
the
now,
triple therapies, if you can suppress the viral load to the point that there's no virus present to do the destruction of the immune system, you're in pretty good shape, we think.
Okay, so far it has happened. I mean,
we're assuming. I don't know. Maybe it's happened. We don't know.
I'm just
It's
saying,
at least becoming a more.
there's people who've had HIV for a number of years, and it's not turned into AIDS.
That's right. When I was in training, if somebody got a pneumocystis pneumonia, we sort of gave them 6 months at best. Now they can present with that and go for years and years afterwards.
Right. Well, that's good. So you're saying we can all stop wearing condoms and start sleeping with hookers again?
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
You green lighting that?
Yeah, green light.
Fantastic.
Fantasy answer. Here we go.
Kevin, you want to go out after the show, buddy?
This is like Kevin had the skit with the.
Kevin, what?
You do that skit with you have the fantasy, the words that are sort of going on the side.
Yeah, it was the subliminal.
Subliminal message.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You'll find that, by the way, on the comedy special, right? On 29th?
Yeah, I do a little bit of that, and then just stand up from my stand up act.
Yeah.
In fact, I've been subliminaling you guys for the last 10 minutes, and you don't even know it, which is why I have this pile of money in front of me.
Deborah?
Good evening, gentlemen.
You're 20.
Yeah.
How do you know the ages of everybody? You're really a good guess.
Thank you.
Oh, it says so on the computer here.
Go ahead, Deborah.
That's it. I have a question. Obviously, isn't that why everybody calls? My husband is 22, and not whenever we have sex, but often enough, too often, whenever he is about to come, he gets a really bad pain.
Where?
In his penis. But it's not just like, it's just like really sharp. And he does come, which is really weird. And I'm trying to think of what else.
Are we talking seconds before?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah. No. That's the weird thing, is that it's not every time.
Is it only in the car?
No. No.
Because you might be running into something.
No.
He's, it's just moments before.
Yeah.
And yet he continues, right?
Well,
Of
no.
course.
No?
Not necessarily. Like, he'll stop because it hurts so bad.
But then how can he continue with the orgasm after he stops?
Well, he doesn't necessarily. I mean, like, semen comes out as such.
If he actually stopped, we'd have to study him because so far there's been no male that stopped in response to any amount of discomfort.
Jacques Cousteau could come behind you with a harpoon, put it in your back, and you still squeeze off like 4 extra pumps before you rolled over, you know?
Maybe he should wear a cup.
We've tried that.
A cup?
No, you have not tried wearing a cup. Hey, Deborah?
Uh-huh.
I'm still a little bit confused. You guys are having sex.
Right.
He's getting to the point where he's going to climax.
Sometimes.
Right?
Right.
This pain is only brought on by the impending climax, right?
I'm assuming so. I mean,
we just need some data. Just try to describe to us what's happening.
Okay.
Are there any zippers involved?
No.
Are there any other circumstances in which he can make this happen?
See, that's why it's not placed anywhere. It's not like... that's why I said it's weird because it doesn't happen every time.
I understand.
It's fine.
Okay, okay. Let me talk to Deborah alone for just 1 second. Deborah?
Yeah.
Are you sitting down?
I am, actually.
I need you to turn the TV off and focus your full attention on this one. Do you go to junior college?
No.
Okay.
I go to state
Really?
college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 4-year junior college, I've figured out. But listen, Deborah.
Uh-huh.
He has a sharp pain in his penis, right?
Yeah.
Does this ever happen, let's just say, halfway into the sexual act when he's not near orgasm?
No, never.
No, only when he's about to orgasm.
Yes.
And only with you?
True?
Yeah.
Don't get her sidetracked. Don't show her anything shiny.
All right.
She's going to get confused.
Got it.
Now, is it 10 seconds before he orgasms with you, or is it a split second?
I would say like just a few seconds before.
So 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. And he has to stop. It's so painful.
Well, I mean, like I said, like I mean, semen comes out.
Well, so he's having an orgasm then.
So it isn't seconds before. It's during the
I
orgasm.
guess he's having an orgasm, but it's not pleasureful.
Let me talk to him.
Okay, but the pain... Put his penis on. Deborah, he's having the pain with the orgasm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, goofball. We spent 10 days
sorry.
on that.
I didn't know what you meant by that.
He's a little liquored
When I
up.
think of orgasm, I think pleasure, not pain.
Okay, there's
Where are you from?
There's a fluid running out of the end of his pee-pee, and he has the pain, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so this is brought on by the
Does
orgasm.
the pain go on afterwards?
Yes.
For how long?
A while.
And it's not just limited.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Okay, no, okay. Hopefully he'll fall asleep.
It's not just limited to the penis, right? It's sort of all through the pelvic area a little bit? Okay. It's probably a spasm of the pubococcygeus muscle.
That's what I was going to say.
Which is a muscle that's sort of the cradle, the floor of the pelvis that can spasm and cause a lot of pain. Sort of that kind of visceral pain, like kicked in the testes pain a little bit.
Yeah.
And some guys get that, and some guys don't. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Right.
It can be associated with prostate problems.
So what
should
should
be
he do?
from medication.
What should he do?
He should probably be checked just to make sure he doesn't have any prostate or epididymal infections, that kind of thing. But it's not that uncommon. I think it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah. You know, the great thing about guys, they can have excruciating pain with orgasm. It could have gone on for 10 years, and they'd still be whacking off 3 times a day. That's what I love about guys. It would not slow me down a stroke. It really wouldn't.
We're proud of you, though.
Thank you very much. Kevin Nealon is our guest tonight. He's got himself a comedy showcase coming up on Comedy Central, 11 o'clock, May 29th. That would be this Saturday.
This Saturday, that's correct, Adam.
And we will take ourselves a break. When we come back, we will speak to Renee, whose male classmate tells her about his fantasies of seducing a male teacher should she tell someone. And Drew's on the phone, by the way. God bless him. He starts making outside calls before we go to break. It's a total pro. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Victoria Jackson, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. And another Saturday Night Live alum. Kevin Nealon is our guest tonight. 9 seasons on Saturday Night Live. And you can find him coming up this Saturday, May 29th, 11 o'clock on Comedy Central for a little stand-up. And speaking of Comedy Central, I got to tape a couple episodes of The Man Show, which will be Comedy Central's new big smash hit in a couple of weeks or something. And if anyone wants to come out and see this show live, it's got chicks dancing and almost nothing and beer and all sorts of good times. You can call this phone number, 213-833-6467.
The 213?
That's what they tell me.
Okay.
I know there's barely any 213 anymore in this city.
And that whole campus is 323.
I know. Whenever someone tells me 213, I get a little suspicious, but I do seem to recall it wasn't 213. Right. Again, 833-6467. I'll see you there, but don't talk to me. Kevin Nealon is our guest tonight, and it's back to the phones we go.
Renee.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just expect things to happen when I make big announcements. Open sesame! And I do that in front of my garage sometimes. I just stand there for hours staring at it. Open! I command you! Renee?
Yeah?
All right, so you have a male classmate that's telling you about a fantasy?
Yeah.
What is the fantasy?
He wants, to, put handcuffs on the teacher, to his, chair. And he thinks of him, these black tight pants and a white shirt, flowing open, and he wants to do, all the stuff to him.
And this is a friend of yours?
Well, no, he just sits in front of me in class, and
Do you think it's appropriate for him to tell you these things?
No, I think that's disgusting, but
do you think
I don't know what to do about it.
Right, it's kind of bordering on sexual harassment, really. I mean, not to make
What grade is she in?
She's 9th grade, right?
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade.
It's kind of ass backwards sexual harassment when you're telling a girl what you'd like to do to a guy.
But it's imposing that kind of material on her when she does it. Well, have you told him you don't want to hear this stuff?
Yeah, but he doesn't listen. He has no friends, and so he just turns around during English class, and he's and he just kind of whispers it, and he's don't tell anyone though because I have no friends, and you know that, and if anyone finds out, I'll be in a lot of trouble. And I'm just
it's sort of awful for him, but it's also awful for you. I mean, maybe without bringing more pain down on this poor guy, you can find a way to give him a clear message that this isn't okay.
Yeah.
Don't giggle. Don't think it's funny, and just say, "Look, I'm going to have to tell somebody if this keeps going on because this is not okay."
There's a book that Dale Carnegie has out called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Maybe you can give him that.
You read much Carnegie, Renee?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Renee, don't let him get away with it. Just assert yourself. It's a good lesson for you.
Yeah.
Okay, this poor guy.
And listen, we say this all the time, but it bears repeating. There are ways of tactfully sort of navigating rough waters with people. I mean, when you kind of get the vibe off of somebody, well, here's what I mean. You don't have to look everyone in the eye and say, leave me the F alone. I'm going to take a swing at you if you come at me again.
Right.
It just, they invite you out. You make up a nice excuse why you can't go. They turn around to look at you. You turn around to look at the person behind you. You just start sort of working your way around it. You don't really know this when you're 14.
Yeah, it's hard.
This one's going to need something firm, though, I think. Because she sort of said no. She's tried the coy way so far, and she's going to be firm.
Right.
She needs to hit him with a stick or something.
But remember, we were talking during the commercial about Kevin going to New York when he was an adult, and you went to New York, and you probably hadn't experienced too many crazy street people before that. And some guy would stop you, accost you, and start talking to you about going over to Hitler's house after a few drinks or something, and you start getting to engage him. You get into a conversation about him. I mean, with him. That's the kind of thing I would do when I was 15.
Right.
If some crazy homeless guy wearing a cat on his head stopped me and wanted to start talking to me about aliens, I would talk to him for an hour and 45 minutes. But as you get older, you learn to sort of look at your feet, keep moving, or duck into a bar or what have you.
What does that really say about people, though?
You learn not to care as you get older.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, some of those...
Unless they're good looking. Now, when someone's good looking, you take the time.
Some of the transients can be very entertaining, though, and do have something to say. Usually not worthwhile, but,
but it's something.
It's something.
Well, it's an opportunity to make a point about assertion, though. Being assertive is not being aggressive, and it's not overwhelming or being confrontative. It is being sensitive to the other person's feelings, but being firm.
Right, but putting yours first. Abel.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good.
That's good. About a few months ago, me and my girlfriend were having intercourse, sex, and I was protected, and the condom broke, and I did not notice until afterwards. Now, that was the first scare. That we got through that one, everything was fine. She got her period.
You mean you just prayed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't do anything?
No.
Why not?
Well, I didn't know. I was really scared. I couldn't let anybody know. If I let somebody know, and it would have got out, and my parents would have found out, they would have killed me.
What would have gotten out? Who would have told?
Drew, let him continue his story.
Well, but let me make a point.
Harassing him.
Let me make a point. And Kevin's getting pissed.
Here's like a street person in Kansas, like a J. Crew catalog street person coming to harass people.
If you know about the morning after pill, Abel.
I just heard about that about yesterday.
All right. Did you have the same problem occur recently?
Yeah, about 2 nights ago.
Oh,
but
you got
it wasn't sex though.
What was it?
She was performing oral sex on me, and like right after I ejaculated, she kind of like I guess you can say jacked me off, like right, you know what I mean? Kept going afterwards.
Sure.
And then
that's an extra $10 where I come from.
Well, she really gets off on that, just performing oral sex on me, and afterwards she's like really wet, so she cleans it off, with tissue. Now her hands were dry afterwards, and she didn't wash her hands. Now I don't know if by wiping it, if she would have touched herself.
I love late adolescent males who could. It looks like an Einsteinian theory when they try to describe exactly how the semen got from the penis to the vagina. It's like some sort of a missile trajectory.
You know what these guys need? When there's been a bad accident and the lawyers are in the courtroom out on the highways and they have this little magnetic cars and the chalkboard with the intersection drawn on it, like a 3-foot vagina. And like some magnetized semen, and this guy was like, "Bill, could you get the lights?" Yeah. Now we see here in slide A,
the pointer,
the laser pointer. Well, he does this whole presentation to a horrified jury. Oh, right. It's not. There's nothing worse. And this is really the problem with America in a nutshell. We got guys like Abel over here who are able to have kids, able to have sex, and not able to figure out whether a girl can get pregnant because she was in the jacuzzi and cousin whacked off in there last summer. Oh, it's ridiculous.
All right, but here's the deal. There is emergency contraception. It is available. Prevent. You can go to your doctor and get it without anyone knowing about it. In fact, the doctor has an obligation to keep that confidential. And the state of Washington, you can go to a pharmacy and get it without a doctor's prescription. And God willing, 49 of those states will follow that soon enough.
The problem is getting a doctor's appointment the next day.
Well, if she has a doctor, first of all, if she has a doctor, I would give it to one of my patients over the phone. If they called tonight, I would say, okay, let's find an online pharmacy, let's get it now. If not, if somebody doesn't have a physician, Planned Parenthood makes that available to them, or any other public health or family planning type clinic. It is a birth control pill you take within 3 days of a sexual contact, preferably within 24 hours. Take a second pill 12 hours later, and it suppresses ovulation, so no egg becomes available and no pregnancy can possibly occur.
Right, but anyway, her giving you the hand, as Drew likes to put it, and then scratching herself is not going to...
Very long. But if he really has a concern, take the morning after. That's fine. Take the morning after pill.
Okay. Seems like a waste. And listen, if you do get pregnant because she gave herself a goose and after giving you a hand job, that kid is the second coming. Hang on to it. What the hell, man?
Ashky?
Yes.
You're 16?
Yes.
What's happening?
Well, my boyfriend and me, well, we've been going out or whatever, but a lot of girls like him, and he'll tell me about girls writing him letters or let me show letters or such and such said this and such said that, and it's really starting to bug me, and I don't know what to say to him or what to do to make him stop talking to these other girls and just focus on me and just me.
How old is he?
He's 17.
Yeah. Are you having sex with him?
No, not yet.
Good.
That's good.
Don't.
How long have you been going out with him?
Probably like maybe 2 months.
I think what you tell him is bye-bye.
Well, listen, now, young guys do this.
Young a-holes do this.
No, this is something that young guys do. You learn later on in life. Listen, don't tell her. Just go ahead and bang one of her friends on the side. But don't brag about it. Ashky?
Huh?
Oh, my God. Does everyone in your life just call you Ashley by mistake?
No, my name's Ashiki, but everybody calls me a lot of different names. So.
No, I swear to God.
That's a great name, too.
It's a good name, but I'd still kick my dad in the nuts if I were you. These parents, because you're damned. Your whole life, everyone's going, Latchkey.
Yeah.
Ashkenazi.
I mean, everyone just stumbles over it. All right, here's what you need to do. Tell him, try to make him feel like an idiot. Just go, listen, I don't know why you're telling me this. I don't know why you're trying to make me feel badly, but it's working, and it's not going to work that much longer. So what is your motivation, and why are you doing it?
And let him know that it doesn't make you think more of him, makes you think less of him.
And then if he keeps up, just dump him.
Maybe he's trying to make her jealous.
Oh, yeah, he's insecure. He's an a-hole.
He's insecure. But you know, sometimes the best, I'm going to put her on hold because her line is so horrible, but... You know, the worst I've ever felt in my life, or I don't know how, I think I screwed up the phrasing on that one, but what I'm trying to say is there's been a handful of times in my life where someone has said to me, I've just said something, idiotic, and they've said to me, why are you telling me that? Are you trying to hurt me intentionally? Do you have a beef with me? And I've just it turned into a big sucker, like Fred Flintstone. Remember the Flintstones? Like once in a while, it just turned to a big heel or a big sucker or something like that. And it made me stop in my tracks. It made me really think about it, and I never would do it again with that person because it was always this horrible fear that they were going to call me,
pull your covers
out on it. Yeah. And we've all, especially as young guys, said things that we probably shouldn't have said. And if you're going to argue with him or ignore him or harbor some hatred or guilt or whatever about his statement, it's just going to continue. Just look him in the eye. Don't yell at him and say, I'm wondering why you're telling me this. It hurts my feelings.
Yep.
And give him a chance. I think it might work. If not, you dump him.
When is Kevin Nealon's show?
Kevin Nealon Show. Well, first let me give that man show phone number out. Kevin Nealon Show is May 29th. That is this Saturday.
Not to be confused with the man show, even though I am a man.
That is true, and you're doing a show. But there's still...
Right.
So technically, yes. And that is on Comedy Central. Oh, same network you can find the man show on. His show is 11 o'clock this Saturday. And we will take ourselves a little break. When we come back, Drew, who are we going to talk to? Kaylin. Kaylin is 16, girlfriend's obsessed with porn, speaks of it constantly, what to do about it. Kaylin's a guy?
We don't know.
Kaylin?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You're a guy?
No, I'm actually a girl.
Okay. You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
You bring some money tonight, Kevin? Because
Yeah,
I smell some gambling.
Absolutely.
We haven't gambled in a while. There's going to be some gambling when we come back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson's New Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
Yeah, what's up? This is the latest man, and you're listening to the Love Line with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Well, speaking of Saturday Night Live, Kevin Nealon. 9 seasons on Saturday Night Live. The cast member with the most seasons under his belt.
And those are mostly fall and winter seasons.
You must have been through 3 casts, right? 2.5 casts?
Well, you know, after our cast, then there was like another cast that came on. No, it was,
you got one quick one in the middle, right?
Yeah, I came in with, Dana Carvey and Lovitz and Dennis Miller and Phil Hartman and, all those people. And then they started taking it like, Spade and Sandler and Farley, Chris Rock. And then they just started taking on more and more people. It became like, a large cast.
Huh. What about Hartman? Did they figure out anything with his wife and what's up? And, that whole thing kind of faded away, but was she high on drugs, or was she in and out of mental institutions, or did they ever find out anything about that?
Well, from what I read and heard, she was taking a prescription drug like Zoloft or something, and then had been drinking too, and there was talk about maybe doing something else.
You know what? The only time people get violent is when they're on stimulants. That's when they get violent. That's it. I mean, O.J., Hartman's wife, whatever it is, that I've seen so many stimulant deaths or murders. It's unbelievable. You don't see people smoking pot and killing each other. You don't see people drinking and killing each other. They fight, but people get extremely violent on stimulants.
You saying O.J. may have been involved in some sort of murder? That's a pretty strong allegation, Drew. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, boy, I wonder how the investigation's going. I mean, have they found these guys yet? I hear there may have been more than one of them.
Well, what about the guy that tried to get O.J. in the parking lot of the golf course?
What happened?
He tried to stab him. O.J. bit his hand and chased him in the car, got his license plate and gave it to the cops, and the cops apparently couldn't track down the license plate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this just happened
like
recently?
Maybe a month ago.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, see, you haven't even heard about it.
No, I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, he had finished golfing at one of the public courses.
Right.
While he was looking for the killer of Nicole.
Wait, he may be out in some sand bunker somewhere. You don't know where that guy could be hiding. Could be in the clubhouse.
So apparently he was getting into his car. He was taking off his golf shoes or something, and some guy came out of nowhere with, I think he said a knife or a gun. I'm not sure. I was just seeing if you had all the sound effects. Or a plunger. I'm not sure what it was.
Mike, anything?
No plunger?
No. Go ahead. He's working hard on it.
It was a toilet, actually. He came out from the toilet. And O.J., I guess, wrestled the knife out of him, bit his hand, and the guy jumped in his car and drove away, and O.J. jumped in his car and chased after him and got his license plate and called on his cell phone, and he said, you want me to follow him? You want me to follow him?
Really?
And they said, no, we'll find him. And I guess they haven't found the guy yet.
No license. No
I'm
car.
sure they're staying up late, burning the midnight oil, looking for this guy. But
apparently it's a police car.
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about the whole O.J. thing. Is usually when there's a huge, high-profile case like this, there's always a couple of nut jobs who are going to come forward and say, "I did it." I mean, we just live in a time where there's enough screwballs out there that if you put something out on the news for enough nights consecutively, at least 100 guys will come forward and say,
claiming they're O.J.
The problem is they'd have to claim they're O.J. because in this case, just saying I did it wouldn't work because your prints, your DNA, your hair samples, your fiber samples, your footprints, the Bruno Malis, there's such an overwhelming amount of evidence against O.J. that even if you're just some Nicaraguan drug lord who wants to take credit for it, they toss you out.
That's right.
You'd have to, you'd be the first guy in the world who have to actually handcuffed himself to a prison so they wouldn't pull you out, but they just take you out and throw you in the parking lot because
you have to
there's no one else's evidence there.
You've got to be in the courtroom committing the crime so the jury can see you doing it.
Right. Other than that, unless there's some videotape evidence of it, there's no possible way because there's just not a shred of any other evidence other than O.J. on that crime scene. That's bizarre. I never really even thought of that scenario. Kaylin?
Huh?
All right. Oh, we're gambling. Oh, okay. Hang on a second now. Now, Kaylin, you're 16 years old.
Yes,
I have no money I have to borrow from you.
You have a girlfriend? What do you mean you have no money? I thought those doctors made good coin. Kevin, you got $1 for Drew?
Sure.
Give him $1. We'll give
the
that.
guest pay.
Why not? We'll give
You
that.
pay.
9 seasons on Saturday Night Live, everybody. And he's got an extra buck. Give Drew an extra buck. May 29th, 11 o'clock, Comedy Central. That's where you can find Kevin weaving
See,
his
he's
own
reimbursing you
brand
for
of
your
comedy
buck,
magic.
your dollar,
You gonna let
Kevin.
me finish my goddamn
Oh,
plug?
sorry.
Jesus Christ. All right, there's the $3 there. Kevin, I know you're not familiar with how the gambling works on this show, but it's high
No,
time
I
we
know
got
how it
back
works.
to-
I put my $1 in and I never see it again.
Right.
That's how gambling works
That's
for me.
it. Kaylin, let's just ask a couple of questions. You're 16, you have a girlfriend.
Where's Kaylin's $1?
She needs that for therapy.
Okay.
Your girlfriend is obsessed with porn?
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been going out with her?
No, it's just one of my friends, actually.
No, she's not a lesbian girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, but she still has that squeaky girl voice, so I still think there's gambling to be had here. Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, we're not going to get... I wanted to bet on the girlfriend. That'd be easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Do you know anything about your girlfriend?
Actually, my friend, she has a brother, and her,
Don't say anything.
What are we gambling on anyway? What's the bet?
I'll explain it in a second. Do you know your girlfriend very well?
do I know her? My friend? Yes, kind of, yes.
She was just telling us the scenario. All right, I think I've got to beat on Kayla. Go ahead and bet. What the heck?
Okay, what I'm saying is if we gamble on your girlfriend...
What are y'all gambling about?
Are you going to be able to fill us in on any details we may need about her life?
Yes, I suppose.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, should we gamble about you?
I don't care.
Okay.
This isn't working. This isn't a good one.
Kaylin, hold on. Kaylin, you better be good looking. You good looking?
I suppose.
I knew it. I always tell good looking girls give me a headache. Unless you're talking to them in person, it's very painful. All right. Now what? Drew, stop yanking on that, would you? All right, do you want to do any gambling? Why not?
All right, let's go. Go ahead.
No?
You go ahead. Go ahead.
On Kaylin? We got to go. We got to gamble on Kaylin.
All right, Kayla.
Okay. She's got that little squeaky girl voice. Issues with Daddy.
Yeah.
I say we're gambling on her past, by the way, not her future. What? How she grew up. I thought she had a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Okay.
would have made it easier.
Daddy never around. Daddy did okay. I mean, he made some money, he stuck around, but he drank and he was never around. That's my issue.
Kevin?
No wholesale abuse. So.
Well, I'm going to say that both parents drank.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the mother was never around.
Ooh.
Because the mother works a lot.
Nice twist. Totally wrong, but good twist. Go ahead, Drew.
Dad, a lot of history is unknown. Left when she was about 2. Stepdad's alcoholic.
Ah.
Oh, very nice. Drew.
Nice. Nice.
Nice out.
Kaylin? Okay. Let's see. Where's your dad?
My dad, he left.
Oh. I hate to hear that, especially when it's cost me $1. When did he leave?
He left probably about 2-3 hours ago.
So Drew was right.
What's my dad doing in Israel?
2 or 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
So this last hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes must have been pretty tough for you.
Is he coming back?
I really don't know when.
Okay. So your mom and dad are still together?
Yeah, you could say that.
But would he be...
So your mom and dad are still together?
Well, what do you mean by still together? Still...
They're not divorced?
They are divorced.
Is there a stepdad?
No, there's not.
Okay.
So they just got divorced in the last 2 hours?
No, they got divorced like about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
And it just became final 2 hours ago?
No. Okay, my mom and my dad, they've been together for a long time. They got divorced about 3 years ago. And the thing is that my friend from Texas, which I just moved up to Washington about 3 months ago, and I've known her for 2 years, and she's obsessed with sex.
All right, hold on. Kaylin, please stick with me for a second. I just want to try to figure something out. There's $3 on the table here.
Okay.
Your dad and your mom got divorced 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, your dad and your mom don't live together anymore.
Yes, they do.
Okay, but they live together, divorced.
Yes.
Okay, perfectly natural, perfectly healthy. Does your dad drink?
Yes, my dad does.
Dad drinks.
Uh-huh.
And what does your dad do for a living?
He's actually a computer specialist.
All right. Is his income decent?
Yeah.
Well, so far, I'm pretty warm.
We're just all forget.
Shut up. Shut up. What do you? It's not working because I'm winning. That's why.
Ask about the mother.
What about your mother?
Does she drink?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
Kevin gets it. Kevin wins.
Would you shut up? He got about 50 cents back on that one. Does your mother work?
Yes, she does.
Is she out of the house a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, she's saying yes to everything at this point. Are you currently on a unicorn?
No.
Oh, okay, just testing. Is your father out of the house a lot?
Yes.
Who's out of the house more? Because this is what's going to determine it. Your mom or your dad?
My dad.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Wins.
Kevin gets the guest handicap.
No stepdad?
No stepdad.
Okay,
all right, listen. Your friend
thank you very much.
Your friend that's obsessed. A couple things can cause that. All right. One is if people are prematurely sexualized. If she got exposed to porn before the age of 8. If she got sexually abused, people sexualize those traumas very intensely as they hit puberty. I mean, you're like 16 now, so she could get into this stuff. The other way this happens sometimes is manic depression. People who are manic tend to get this way as well. And sometimes it's just personal preference. If she's not, in other words, creating consequences around those behaviors.
All right, here's why I won that bet. I went with dad alcoholic, although mom was one too.
We didn't even establish their alcoholic.
I went with dad never around.
That was our worst betting call of all time. That was it.
What are you talking about? Dad's alcoholic, dad's never around, and makes a decent income.
You are my teacher.
I think I was, pretty damn close there. Close. Mom was an alcoholic,
too. Give Kevin his buck back.
I gave him his buck back. I'm keeping this other
it's
one.
like Drew said, we didn't establish they were alcoholics. They just drink.
She was so concrete.
Kaylin?
Yes.
How much drinking does your family do?
A lot. You could say a lot.
All right.
A lot.
Are there any? There's no meetings.
And that's why you're sort of preoccupied with taking care of this. That's why I'm suspicious your friend may actually have been sexually abused, because you would be starting to gravitate towards and be attracted to and seek friendships with people that were traumatized and you could take care of.
She's been taking care of mommy and daddy her whole life.
That's right.
All right. And she's calling on her friend's behalf.
That's right.
There you go. All right. Kevin Nealon has to run because, quite frankly, he's bored. He's got to go to a big Malibu estate and just drink cognac and throw breadcrumbs at the peasants.
Where you been at 5:30 in the morning?
And put a bathrobe on.
He's got to do a morning show or something like that?
A lot of radio shows.
All right. Do you want him to give the call letters out, or can we just let him go? May 29th, 11 o'clock, Comedy Central, coming up this Saturday. Kevin Nealon. Watch him, and you may want to tape it and show it to your friends. Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back after this break.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hi, this is Jesus Christ.
This is Eric Cartman. This is Kyle Broswowski.
And this is Counselor Mackey. Okay, we're from South Park.
And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. We're going to take a 10, actually, technically a 13-second timeout here. And we'll be back with more Loveline. I like the. Did you hear Mike in there beating the equipment? Oh, it's great. We'll be back with more Loveline in 13 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio
station. The new rock. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Kevin Nealon has just left the studio. Nice guy, that Kevin. I was just telling Drew off the air that I have this a hernia lump in my groinal area.
Groinal.
It's actually, I don't know, is my lump where most people's a hernia lump is, Drew?
Yes.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of where the asphalt meets the desert, just above the pubic line there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my pubic line goes from my Adam's apple down to my shin, but there is a little break there, and it's sort of there, and it sticks out. It's quite pronounced. I mean, it sticks out like a half golf ball sort of stuck on there. It's been that way for a long time. And I was telling Drew, it kind of receded the other day. It sort of went back in.
It reduced, they call that.
It reduced. Yeah. Why did it reduce, Drew?
Because it went back in. I don't know.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Don't know why.
Don't know why. And what does it mean when it does that?
Nothing. It'll be back.
It'll be back?
Yeah.
Count on that?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a good thing, though, that it went back?
Oh, yeah.
It is?
Absolutely.
Why?
Why is it a good thing?
Yeah.
Because when it's out is when it can strangulate.
Right. Is when the muscles can choke it off?
Right.
All right, so it's back. Well, that's
For the
nice.
moment.
Maybe it'll stay there.
No.
I'll wear one of those belts.
Well, it'll help, but it won't stay there.
You know, when you laugh or sneeze, it's important to put your hand down there and hold it in.
Do you do that?
Oh, yes. Like an old guy. You know you're in bad shape when you're 34 years old and you're sneezing and one hand's going for your nose and the other hand's going for your nuts. That is bad.
Oh, it might hurt you.
It's just bad in general when you have to go for the groin when you know you're either gonna laugh or fart or sneeze or orgasm or something. Well, I'm already at the groin usually with the orgasm, but it's just bad that you have to go for the junk when you're trying to enjoy yourself. Gabby?
Yes.
You're 19.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Okay, a couple of months ago I went to the doctor's and she gave me some tests and then she had came back that I had an STD.
Which one?
Chlamydia.
How did she do that test?
She gave like a swab.
A urine swab?
Yeah, urine and a swab.
Okay.
And then I go, the county handles the STDs, and I called the county, the clinic.
They didn't treat you?
Yeah, they treated me,
Uh-huh.
me and my boyfriend.
Good.
But see, they give you like tests even though they knew that I had it. The results came in positive. They gave me a test anyways, like for gonorrhea and other STDs.
Right.
And then I was supposed to go back for 2 weeks to get my HIV test and the rest of those test results.
Right.
And it came back that I didn't have chlamydia.
What do you mean it came back?
Well, the results when I first, because the day that I went to go get treated,
Yeah.
they gave me, the lady told me, well, I'm going to give you a test for chlamydia, even though we know you have it, just to make sure.
So in other words, the confirmatory test was negative.
And
well, you did the right thing to take treatment because chlamydia can sometimes be a tricky thing to diagnose.
Okay.
And the
what
treatment.
I wanted to know was, my boyfriend went too, and they told my boyfriend that his came back negative too, that he didn't have chlamydia when he went in. And the nurse there had said that I could have ate something that could have took it away. And I was
No.
like, what could I have ate?
No.
No?
No.
Bad crotch?
No. I wonder if she means that maybe you ate something that interacted with the test that made it positive in the first place.
Oh, you think?
But I don't.
Well, that's what she meant.
That's what they told
No,
my
she said
boyfriend.
you ate something that made the.
Two separate days, and
She's
they
saying-
told him the same thing.
Maybe you made the chlamydia go away.
No,
Which is not.
that's not what Gabby was saying. You just cut her off, and you know how you're always 100% wrong when you answer
All right.
people's
What did she say?
statements? Gabby, you were saying that the nurse said you could have eaten something that made it a positive on the test, right?
No, they could have taken it away.
Taken it away, okay?
All right.
So.
Well, I didn't understand that.
No, it's no such thing, but it's a good thing you
Why
took
would
the
the nurse
antibiotics.
tell her that?
I don't think she did tell her that.
Oh, okay.
That's something to worry about in catching STD.
Sure. Well, chlamydia is the one that can cause fertility problems and damage your tubes. And
Yeah,
it's one you.
that I came up negative, and then my boyfriend goes in, and then he came out negative.
Well, it suggests that you actually didn't have it, but if there's any question at all taking the antibiotics, it's a pretty simple thing to do, and I think it was the right thing to do.
All right. Are you using contraception?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Condoms only, just condoms.
The condom and the
Because there was
sponge.
an incident, like, where me and my boyfriend were separated for 6 months, and I was with somebody else, and I didn't use protection, so I thought it could have been from me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He
for
got.
fooling around, so he was
Why don't you get on the pill?
on the pill. I don't know. I don't like medicine because too many side effects.
Well, like what?
Like if your chest gets swollen and weight gain and like.
Not necessarily, Gabby. If you
No,
find
not
a right pill, there shouldn't really be any.
But it won't interact because I'm asthmatic and I take like I forgot the name of it. I take some pills.
Correct. It will not interact.
No, I won't.
Where'd your boyfriend go for 6 months?
Where did he go? To Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for vacation.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
Vacation.
Is that Ricardo Montalban? Who are you dating goes to Mexico for 6 months for a vacation?
The water, I don't know.
You went to Mexico for 6 months?
Yeah, that's where his family's from, so
All right.
that's all I wanted to know. So I couldn't have eaten nothing.
No, that is correct.
Oh, boy.
Well, Gabby was nice.
Yeah, she was nice. 6 months? I'd like to go to Mexico for 6 months.
Wouldn't that be nice? Oh.
Well, hold on a second. A month and a half, probably. 6 months. That's probably overdoing it over there. Chandler?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
You're 21.
Yeah, I got myself in a bit of a situation out here, something along the lines of that You've Got Mail movie, where I got a girlfriend here in Chicago, and I've known this girl online for a real long time, and she and I have been talking, we're real close, and so she's coming out here soon, and I find myself in a situation of wanting to hook up with her, but I don't know what I should do about my girlfriend.
Have you ever spoken to this online girl on the phone?
Oh, yeah, we've done telephone, exchanged pictures, written letters back and forth to each other, all sorts of stuff.
How long's that been going on for?
Probably close to about 2 years now.
And how long have you been with your girlfriend?
About a year and a half, so the timing is pretty close to each other.
What's she doing? She doesn't have a boyfriend?
Well, she does, but she's leaving him when she moves out. She's actually out in California right now, and she's moving out to Chicago.
Uh-huh. And you've just seen pictures of her?
Well, I mean, I've seen pictures of her, and, I mean, I trust the girl. I mean, we've talked about enough stuff that I kind of have my trust in her, but I believe it's her, and I don't know, I'm just kind of lost, because now I know this other girl I have an interest in is finally going to be around and possibly in my life, and I just don't know what I should do.
Well, you've been kind of cheating on your girlfriend for a year now, right?
Well, I don't know if it's cheating, because, I mean, I've been talking to this girl, and so far, I mean, a lot of the times I'd be talking to this girl about, you know, problems I'd be having with my girlfriend. Or
well, then why don't you just keep it at a friendship?
Yeah, that's even more cheating when you're talking about the problems you're having.
Keep it at a friendship. I mean, the fact that you want to go on with it to something more is what I'm finding rather inappropriate.
Well, wait a second. I'm calling it cheating because you're attracted to her. All right? And you're corresponding with her, and if she was 700 pounds or if it was a guy, you wouldn't be carrying on this correspondence. You're doing it because you're attracted to her.
Well, it started off as just friendship, but then, you know, when we started exchanging pictures and things like that, I started seeing this girl and finding out more about her. And
right, all right. That was in the first 3 weeks. So it's been, 11 months and 1 week after your relationship, that you've been carrying on with this girl. I mean, you may not be physically cheating, but you're sort of carrying on an outside relationship, even if it's sort of on paper.
Yeah.
Then maybe you're not so excited about your girlfriend, your current girlfriend. I mean, Drew, you know what I'm saying? You're 6 months into a relationship, and you sort of strike up one over the computer. How into your current girlfriend are you?
Right.
Well, I mean, I really care about her.
I think he's he's keeping himself safe.
Yeah.
By having another one on tap.
I know you care about her, but you're not planning on marrying her.
Well, no, but then again, in the same respect, I never expected this other girl to actually wind up out here. I always thought it would be something that would carry on online.
I think it's just
all right. Why don't you just break up with your girlfriend?
Well, if you're going to see this girl that's moving to Chicago, you must break up with your girlfriend first.
Well, see, that's the thing, is I really don't know whether or not... I think I risk one relationship if I try to see her.
Then don't break up with your girlfriend and commit yourself and keep your other one as a friendship. That's fine.
Listen, he's not interested in his current
I understand
girlfriend.
that, but he doesn't want to make a decision. He wants to just let it all hang loose, and he won't do it.
I know, but I'm saying he really never was that interested in his current girlfriend.
I understand that. Even if he were, though, I believe this is the kind of guy that would keep another one around just for safety's sake.
He doesn't sound diabolical.
No, not diabolical, but just that's how he's operating right now.
Would you stop arguing with me, though, Drew, and listen to me? He's not that interested in his current girlfriend.
Correct.
Or he would have never struck up an internet relationship,
Adam,
just after it began.
It's a 19-year-old male.
It's been going on. He's 21. It's been going on a year and a half. It's probably a year and a half too long.
Oh, yeah.
And he should just have the guts to belly up and break up.
But it's a 21-year-old male, and think about it. It's not a 21-year-old female who would you definitely say that their relationship is floundering. With a 21-year-old male, it's just he's doing this because he can.
I know, but he hasn't even been getting anything.
I know.
He's been doing worse than screwing around. He's been cultivating a relationship, a long-term one with no sexual gratification. He's not interested in the one he's having. Jesus, why do they argue with me? Albert.
Yeah, man.
You're 19.
No, 17.
I mean 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I have this friend, and he used to be my roommate at school, and I just found out that he's gay,
Yeah.
And we used to, when we were in the room and stuff, we would just, kind of,
blow each other?
No, hell no, man.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm not gay,
Yeah, I was just taking a guess.
Yeah, I had some bad experiences with, some fags,
What happened?
This one guy.
Screwed up his hair pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, he, tried Like,
Albert?
yeah, man.
Hey, you can't say the F word on the radio.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Okay.
I was like, he was sitting down, I was talking to this guy, he's like 50 years old. And he tried to grab me, I was like...
How old were you?
17.
When that happened?
Oh, when I was 15. And I have an uncle that's like a fag, and like I've always been cool with it, up until that point. So last year when I had this roommate, we would like, not joke around, just like bash on gays, like, oh man, that guy must be a fag, suck,
Right, yeah, I get. It's funny.
What?
It's funny when people go like they explain what they were doing, and we used to rag on gays.
Yeah.
And then they get into it. Like
exactly.
We'd be like, hey, like you're gay, you suck. I was like, all right, I mean, we get it. Understand.
Only like really hard,
Right.
And like this year when I find out that he's gay, it's like, what the hell, man?
All right, so he's gay.
Like, what causes a person to do that, man?
I don't know.
A lot of things.
We don't have the answers to that.
It's none of your business.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't sound like you guys are going to go on much longer anyway, does it?
What?
It's a shame that he loses his friend because of his sexual preference.
Well, I was wondering, should I just, like, not talk to him anymore? Or
yes.
What? You should be his friend.
No, I'm saying don't talk to him for his sake.
Although I'm losing Albert as a friend might be.
Yeah, but you want Albert to hang around? Like, hey, dude, like, I know you're, like, smoking chode and all, now, with the whole gay thing, and that's pretty cool, but you still got to admit it's kind of funny, with the reach around and blowing the guys and stuff. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to piss in a fire hydrant, and then, could I come with you to one of those gay parties so I could, like spray down the homos, Yeah, it's like, all right. The guy's gay, Albert. You're not gay. See it's just time you went your separate ways. Okay, but if you still like him, and
he's your friend,
and you get along fine, he's still your friend. See if you can work it out. Jack?
Yeah.
You're 25?
Yes. Okay, I've got a question. I'm dating my cousin's ex-girlfriend, and he broke up with her to go out with my ex-girlfriend, but I didn't, he broke up with his girlfriend to go out with mine, and then I, helped her out, and then one thing led to another, and we wound up getting together. My question is, how do I tell him this? Because he's bigger than me, and I'm kind of afraid that if I tell him that he's going to get upset and kick my ass, or kick my butt.
You're 25.
Right.
How much hanging with your cousin are you doing?
Well, we used to be really, not, close, but, we were friends for a long time.
How much hanging with your cousin are you doing?
What do you mean, hanging?
How much drywall hanging do you and your cousin do on a normal day? How many chandeliers do you guys hang? How often do you see your cousin?
Oh, he, almost all the time.
Why do you see him so much?
Trailer park that I do, kind of, sort of.
Same trailer park.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Do you need to tell him that you're dating, or is he's going to find out?
Right.
Right. Well, but
we're talking about kind of getting married, too.
Mm.
He's dating your ex, though, right?
Right.
So turnabout.
He's got kids with his ex.
Oh, boy. Is that your ex?
No.
I mean, is that your current girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so you have some kids, or you're going to have some kids.
Right.
How many kids?
2.
Well, they make fun of the trailer park people, and I try to make them stop, but no more.
I don't have kids with her.
All right.
You will, though.
That's good.
Right.
You're gonna. She's fertile. And how old are the kids?
2, almost 3, and about 4 or 5 months.
Well, at least Dad
4 or 5 months?
Oh.
How come these two never got married?
Well, they were about to, but I don't know. He wound up liking my ex-girlfriend better, I guess, or something. I don't know.
I'll kill that son of a bitch if he gets her pregnant. What does he do? Does he work around metal?
No.
He doesn't work.
No.
How do I know that?
What does he do?
He doesn't work.
Nothing.
Well, when he does work, does he work around metal?
No, he works doing other things. I don't know. Just he's had various different kinds of jobs. He's not,
He doesn't have a career.
Right.
And he's not learning to work in a doctor's world? There's an old DeVry commercial or something.
Local thing.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. Okay, you have a few things to do. Don't have any kids for a little while.
Right.
Take care.
That's definite.
Take care of these two.
Right.
And say, and you're going to go up and talk to the guy, not while he's drunk.
Right.
Which I know is most of the time, so you have to catch him pretty early in the morning. And you need to say to him, listen, here's the deal. You're in love with my ex-girlfriend.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really think he's in love with her.
Okay, whatever. You're banging my ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'm in love with your ex-girlfriend. Right. I intend on marrying her. I would like to be a stepfather to these children. I'd like you to be in their lives. I'd like you to kick over a few bucks every once in a while to get these kids some braces. And let's just have a copacetic, nice relationship and not to end up on cops every other week.
Right.
All right. And Jack?
Yeah.
Make yourself some money, get out of that trailer park.
Oh, I plan on it.
All right.
Good.
I'm going to move up to her because she's 1,000 miles away from me, so
good.
I'm like
1,000 miles away.
moving away from him and
good.
Going to be with her.
Fine.
I don't want to feel this anymore.
You got a whole life ahead of you there. Thank God she had the 4-month-old. I mean, like, I can't... people are, like, with people, and they just keep getting pregnant. They're not getting married. What is the plan, everybody?
It's like animals.
Like animals.
Yeah.
It's slightly worse than animals.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Here's the thing I can't figure out. I understand what it's like to be confused, but shouldn't you have some sort of basic semblance of a plan, some sort of outline? Do you know what I mean? I mean, understand, maybe you don't know, you haven't declared a major. It doesn't have to be real specific, but just, cranking out kids, not getting married, and no one's got a job. What is that plan? Why don't you just light yourself on fire? And it'd be like a better plan, or at least it's a call to action.
Right.
At least you're doing something.
Yeah.
Instead of the slow death. Isn't that what that is? It's just like there's a lump and I'm not going to get it looked at. And it's in my belly.
And your hand.
And my hand. Oh, Christ, Drew. Thanks for reminding me of that. When we come back, we'll talk to Stephanie. Boyfriend is 43. She's 21. What's the probability of this working out? Ooh, Drew might get his dollar back. Could be some more gambling here.
See.
We'll be back after this.
This summer, heaven and hell collide with an all-new season of Todd McFarlane's Spawn. When you play with matches, you can get burned. 6 new episodes, 6 nights in a row, 6 evenings of hell.
It's time you had the cold, hard truth.
Hell begins May 23rd through May 28th. Every night at midnight, Eastern and Pacific, only on HBO.
I warned the last cop not to come into my alley. Who's back from the dead?
All new episodes of Todd McFarlane's Spawn, only on HBO.
I feel so liquidy. Really?
Why? You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back.
Hello, this is Rod Stewart, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Just keep listening. You're going to hear everything you want to hear and all the answers to.
Yes, you is. I don't know if it's everything you want to hear. I'm going to get Rod back in here to
straighten that one out.
Amend that one. Stephanie is on hold. Let me give this man show number out again.
Will you cut it out?
Drew, I know you don't like the plug, but I got a plug. I got to have a nice full audience.
Well, let me plug. I'm building a website that is going to be sensational. Really, this thing is really coming together.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're going to have programming. We're going to have a morning show, a talk show. It's going to be streaming video. But please log on to drdrew.com and give us your advice on what you'd like to see on that site. It's going to be a very interesting community. A whole bunch of people are working on it right now.
Okay. I want to give this phone number out. We have a 5:30 and a 7 o'clock taping tomorrow in Hollywood for the Man Show. And if you want to have a good time and hang out with us, you can call this number, 213-833-6467. 213-833-6467. And come see us tomorrow night for fabulous 2 episodes of the Man Show. All right, Drew?
Yep.
And it's not real lengthy. The show's a half hour, and we tape it in about a half hour. Unless I screw up. Where the hell were we? Stephanie.
Hi.
All right, so you're 21.
Right.
You have a boyfriend that's 43.
He's not really my boyfriend. Well,
I met him through my neighbor, and at first we were just friends. I didn't see that much of him or anything, and we ended up getting together one night, and we've been seeing each other like that for the last about month and a half, and we really like each other. You know, I can tell he really likes me, and I really like him. But
What is that like that? What is like that?
What?
What does that mean, like that? We've been getting together, we hooked
we
up.
have sex.
And is that all you do together?
No, we go out together. We do all the kinds of things that a boyfriend-girlfriend would do.
Mm-hmm.
But he's having an ethical issue with it, of course, and I know we really like each other, and...
We have a different period of history, a different time.
I know, but I kind of think we have things in common, and...
Right.
I've always been attracted to older guys, but I always pick really decent ones.
Right. Uh-huh.
So...
When did your dad leave?
He's still around.
Really?
Yes.
Did he leave and come back, or was he unavailable or something?
No, actually, he was like kind of my protector from my mom.
Oh, interesting.
But,
hey, Stephanie?
Yes?
Funny, he seems to be having the ethical issues about the commitment, but not about the BJs. Ethically, he's fine with the banging part.
No, he is having ethical issues with that, too.
Right, after he gets off.
No, it's...
Listen, is he is having sex with you, isn't he?
Yeah.
The jewelry store robber is having ethical issues with his actions.
Right. I mean, you guys are having consistent sex?
Yes.
Yes.
I am of age, and...
But I know, but he's struggling with that.
Yes.
But he's still having plenty of sex with you, right?
Well, not recently.
How long's it been?
Like a week, but we just started talking about, like, the future, and...
Yeah. So he has an ethical problem with him being 20 years older than you.
Is he just wrapping up the relationship, you think?
What's that?
Why have you not seen him for a week?
Well, I have, but we didn't have sex.
Okay.
Really?
Because?
We just didn't. He didn't make a move.
Really?
Yes.
Where were you?
At his house. We, like, spent the night together.
Wow, he didn't make a move?
No.
Uh-oh. He may be winding down. You kind of get the feeling this is not going to be a long-term thing?
No, actually, I think there could be a long-term thing. That's why I'm calling you. And, I don't know. I do know he likes me.
Why do we think things are winding down?
Why do I think that?
No, why do we think that?
What do you
Stephanie,
mean?
What do you think makes us think that? I mean, why are we getting that vibe and you're not?
I don't know. Maybe you guys are right. I don't know.
Well, you didn't have sex with him last time you slept over at his house?
And he was talking about having an ethical problem with the relationship? Like maybe.
Actually, I brought it up, and we've always kind of talked about it, like, we say how much we like each other, but then there's also that 20 years, you know.
And is he saying that maybe we ought to reconsider this?
No, not at all. He's saying he's confused because he likes me a lot, but he's setting, like, a bad example for...
And so what does he want to do about that?
For his 22-year-old son?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have kids, and he's never been married.
And so what does he want to do about his bad example?
He's not sure.
What is one of the options?
Well, I guess not seeing me anymore.
Does he bring that up?
No.
Okay. Well, then you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend.
Then what's the problem? What can we do?
Do you think it could work out? Because I'd really like it too.
Like a marriage?
Or at least a long-term relationship.
Here's my feeling. This guy's, he's 43, he's hooked up with a 21-year-old, he's never been married. It doesn't seem like he wants to be married, and it seems like what he wants to do is have sex with young chicks.
Well, I am his first one that's been this young. It's, you know.
Well, 21, yeah, but he's had...
The point is he doesn't want to have a long-term relationship.
He's had a 25-year-old, right?
Doesn't want to have a wife.
Actually, he does. He wants a family and all that.
Well, he's 43. Why hasn't he started one?
I don't know.
All right. I don't know.
So, I mean, you need to get more real with this guy. You need to get... it's like you don't want to hear the answers. Even when we bring up the possibilities, you don't even want to say them.
Here's what it is.
Get at him, find out what's really going on with this guy, and then make some decisions.
Let me give one of my car analogies. your car's not running right. It's pulling to the right. It's smoking. It's dieseling after you shut it off. It's got all kinds of problems. So you go to the mechanic, and he starts explaining to you what's probably going on, and then you argue with him.
Right.
No, it can't be that. No, I refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
No, that's not the one. Okay, but the point is you're in because it ain't running right.
Yeah.
And that's why you called the show. And he's telling you he doesn't think it's a good idea.
That he's ambivalent at best.
Right. Listen to that. Melissa.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, you're 24. What's going on?
Well, I just got married back in April, and me and my husband, we've been together for 2 years, and he's never been violent towards me really before. He's pushed me once, and then...
That would be violent.
Well, maybe she had it coming.
No. But last week, we had gone out drinking, and we got into a fight on the way home. And it started with me kicking him, and it just escalated. And he ended up hurting me, and the neighbors called the police, and they arrested him for domestic violence.
Right.
And he went to jail.
What did he do to you?
Well, first he pushed me out of the truck, and I kind of fell out. And I was walking, and we just moved to the town where we live, and I didn't, know it, and I just wandered the streets, and he came back and picked me up again, and we started fighting. And he tried to get me out of the truck, and he, pushed me into the windshield, and then dragged me into the house, and he was just...
Was he doing any other drugs besides alcohol?
No.
Has he ever been violent with anybody else?
Not that I know of. I mean, we hardly ever even argued.
How long have you been with him?
2 years.
Almost 2 years.
And they just got married in April. And Drew was thinking about his precious website while she was delivering that information. What did he do to you inside the house?
Bit me and held me down a lot.
He bit you?
Yeah.
This is pretty wild stuff, Melissa.
Wow.
I can't believe he wasn't violent before, though.
No, that's why...
So he never got in bar fights or anything like that?
No.
Does he have any kind of record?
No, he don't even have a misdemeanor.
Does he work around metal?
Huh?
Does he work around metal?
Actually, he cuts he cuts metal with lasers.
Uh-oh. Yeah. What kind of place does he work at?
It's just a little factory.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's what do they make their products for?
Just different companies. I don't really know.
Oh, okay. But the point is, he cuts metal. Yeah, you got to watch that.
He doesn't do speed.
No.
Now you're
sure of that?
Positive.
So he wants to get back together with you.
I don't know. He came back Saturday, and he got rearrested for breaking a restraining order.
That you issued.
Cops came out again.
It was an emergency police.
Wait, so you issued a restraining order?
The officers did it.
And then you called the police when he showed up at home?
No, they followed him here. They knew he was here.
They followed him here?
Yeah.
Well, when did the police have time to do that?
You know what drives me nuts? The cops, I call the cops at my house. It takes them an hour and a half to show up because they're following around drunken husbands that are beating the crap out of their wives and are showing back up again. I'm telling you, when I'm in charge, the cops show up at the house. He's there. They put a bullet in him. That's it. Done. We can't assign people their own cops. There's real crime going on out there. For Christ's sake. So what do you want to do with this guy?
That's just it. I don't know if I should just go back to Ohio and get out now.
Do you have any kids?
Not with him, no.
Oh, boy. Where are the kids from?
My first marriage.
Oh, no. Boy, that didn't work out.
Was that one an abuser? Was he an abuser also, the first one?
Yeah.
Was your dad an abuser also?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this guy's an abuser.
He's an abuser. He ain't going to stop. You pick him, Melissa. You've got a radar that is
uncanny.
Keen. Yeah. You can pick somebody that's prone to violence, that's never been violent in their whole life.
The military ought to put you up into one of those turrets on the AWACS plane and have you just circle around. You could pick out a MiG at 7,000 miles. Melissa, do not get married again. Get out of this one because this guy is an abuser.
And go get some help, Melissa.
And go get some help. And don't have any more kids.
You're going to need some therapy. You're going to have to deal with what your dad did to you. And the way not to deal with it is by hooking up with guys who are like Dad to try to solve it in the present. Because the guys that are like that are going to do the same thing that Dad did to you. And they aren't going to change.
Oh, I got to figure out how much time cops are spending on this nonsense. It drives me insane.
You know, there ought to be a policy of the police institute. When they come in, they shoot the husband.
Right.
And then they get a beat on the wife's dad. Go get him.
Shoot him.
Yeah.
And then sterilize the woman.
Yeah.
That sounds fine. Does that seem harsh? Not overly. It's practical. It's recalculous. Drew, I know I've said this before. I want the meter maids handling domestic disputes. The meter maids are out in full force constantly. They're like roaches. There's got to be 1,500 meter maids for every uniformed cop out there, and yet you never hear about them thwarting any kind of crime. All they do is write tickets. Let's put these guys on this crap. Let them go back and do the paperwork. Let the meter maid follow the guy. By the way, put a real scare into him. Those meter maids, these guys are frightening. Drew, am I wrong when I make this statement that there's millions of meter maids and they never seem to get involved with any kind of law enforcement other than busting taxpayers' balls?
That's not their job.
I know, but they're on the clock. Let's give these guys some mace and a handcuff and put them to work.
Fair enough.
I mean, could you imagine? Drive up my street every night. There's some one of these jackals roaming around giving poor people tickets at 12:30 at night. I never see a cop up there. I see a meter maid every night. So let these guys solve some crime, for Christ's sake. All right. We'll take a little break. When we come back, who are we going to talk to? Jennifer? She's updating us. Dumped boyfriend who put her water hose in his butt. What? Sounds familiar. Something involved with water hose in a butt? We'll get to that after this.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right
Why Jello, Mom?
Nate. Loveline. Hosted by Dr. Drew and the Irresistible Adam Carolla. All righty. Phone number. Oh, forget about that phone number. To turn that down, Mike, or I'm going to have to go shoot up some school-age kids. That's it. I'm killing. All righty. Drew, what did we talk about off the air?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Meter maids.
Oh, that's right.
Don't think these conversations are just for on the air. I'm serious. I want these guys deputized or something. I got to look into this.
Well, that's reasonable.
Jennifer?
Yeah?
You're 22.
Uh-huh.
What's happening?
I called a while back, and I had the boyfriend that liked to stick the hose up his anus, and then he climbed up on the roof. Remember that?
Remember that.
Oh, my God.
And as I recall, he did it in, like, front of your
of people.
family or at a barbecue.
Barbecue, yeah.
It was at an Easter party, yeah.
A barbecue.
Easter.
Yeah.
What do you think Jesus
But your
thinks of
dad
that?
had a weird thing, too, right?
Yeah, my dad has totally bad manners.
Yeah, dad and boyfriend were both that way, remember?
Dad had like a bizarre sense of humor.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Bad practical jokes
Right.
and stuff.
Like Fred Flintstone or something.
Something in the car. Did he do something in a car?
No, he likes to pop his dentures out in restaurants. anything that's going to embarrass me, he'll do.
Right.
He must love your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
He just wishes he could do what your boyfriend does.
Right. I'm sure he does.
If his colon wouldn't shoot out of his rectum, he would have done it.
His prostate wouldn't
His
fly.
dentures flew out of his ass. All right, so what happened now?
So, anyway,
Call and update us, yeah.
Drew told me to dump him.
No, I remember being concerned about it.
Right, you said you threw with this guy, right, Jennifer? And I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
So anyway, I dumped him.
Because I remember you were laughing with us at him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's funny, but it's also humiliating when you're like, yeah, I love this guy, you know?
Yeah, you were done with him.
Right.
Yeah.
I was done with him, so I dumped him, and I started, like, this dating frenzy, and,
Looking for the next practical joker.
Right, I found all of his clones.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, because your dad was a goofball.
But how uncanny is that? She has a dad that spits dentures out, and she can find that guy.
Right. Every guy that I went out with did something embarrassing.
Think about that. How would you know? How do you know that it's going to be that person when you first meet him?
Well, the guy's wearing a "I'm with stupid" shirt, and she knows.
And seriously, Jennifer, do you have any sense of what you're doing to look, what the kinds of guys are you're looking for?
I have no idea.
Why did you not trust attraction?
That's what I'm asking. So now I'm like taking a break, and I always hear you tell people that they should go for people that they're not really attracted to.
Yeah, not something not that real intense thing, not that real attraction. Maybe go for like nice, reasonable.
It's not going to be exciting. Here's the thing: you can be attracted, but it shouldn't be exciting.
It shouldn't be driven. Right, there shouldn't be something driving it. It should be just that it makes sense and it's comfortable.
You know what? You should date like I should take this advice when it comes to movies. Everyone tells me how great my dinner with Andre was, or Sense and Sensibility, or whatever these movies are, or Howard's End, or all these movies, or whatever it is. My Left Foot. You know, all these Merchant Ivory movies. They are beautiful. They're great. They're great movies. They tell me, and I go, I know, but I have to see The Mummy. And then I walk out of the theater and I always go, what a piece of ass. What a waste of time. No story. I'm pissed off. No story.
Shocking.
Yeah. It was a warlock who was on a meteor that was heading for Cincinnati. And I'm pissed off. The writing was horrible. And I realized, and then eventually 5 years later I get around to seeing the movie on video, and the movie that everyone told me I should see on video, and it's actually a good movie. Right. But it's not exciting. It's not appealing. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to listen to anybody.
Right. It's not that gratification.
There's nothing.
Yeah, it's
no quick fix there.
Yeah, we'd go for stuff that's gratifying, that makes us feel better in some way. Right then. Yeah, you're right.
Well, look at it this way. I mean, imagine if we're explaining to some culture many years from now that, a lot of people died, many years before their time because of heart disease, because of lung cancer, smoking, because of eating hamburgers, because of eating bacon, because of, didn't they know that? They knew it. Yeah. Did everyone know? Everyone knew. Mm-hmm. How long did they know? They've known it for a long time. Yeah. Why would they eat the burger? I don't understand. If they knew it was gonna, they didn't care. Yeah, but they knew it was gonna, wanted the burger.
It's a mixture of denial and
meets impulse.
How bad we all feel a lot of the time.
Annie.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Annie.
I heard you plugging the Man Show, and I just wanted to tell you I went to the first taping like 2 months ago, and my friends and I had a great time. The show was really funny.
Oh, good.
And we tried to get your autograph, but you just, took off after.
He's a jerk. What do you expect?
I had to do a line of coke and destroy my dressing room and punch out my manager.
I met Ben Stein, though, but,
Oh, yeah, Ben was there.
Yeah.
Was he nice to you?
Standing in the wings.
Yeah, he sounds just like he does on TV.
What, you think that's a put-on? You think that's a direction?
I don't know.
Does he still come with it, put his dog in the car? Remember that night he came with his dog and... Remember that?
Fluffy's in the car. My son is a prince and an angel.
But anyway, I just want to say I hope it's successful and it should kill South Park.
Well, we're not interested in destroying shows that are on the same network we're on, but we hope it's a success, too. And I'm glad you went, and thanks for the props. And, again, if anyone wants to go tomorrow, including yourself, Annie.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the L.A. area. I was just down there. So.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm in Northern California.
But don't screw with my momentum here.
Sorry.
213-833-6467 is the
Thanks,
number
Annie.
To be called. Thanks Annie.
Guys.
Thanks for coming out. Jay.
I took that call for you.
Thank you.
You owe me a little bit.
Yeah, I owe you nothing.
Now will you...
Jay, you're 25.
Promote something for me, huh?
Called Do Something with Drew's website, everybody. What's going on, Jay?
I'm calling about your answer to Renee earlier tonight. She was talking about the guy who had that strange fantasies that he kept telling her.
Yeah, it was mostly, we were not focused in on the fantasy. We were focused on the fact this poor guy didn't have any friends. And that he was being sexually inappropriate with a girl that didn't want it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys are pretty on most of the time, and I think you were on with your advice to her, but you missed a big part of it. That was an obvious cry for help on his part. I think he's probably gay and very confused.
Oh, of course, but we weren't talking to him, though.
Well, he's probably out there, and she could probably help him, too.
She's 15. She was 14, 15? 15?
Yeah, 15. No, 9th grade, 14.
Oh, she was 4. Yeah, but hold on a second. Jay?
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Here.
Shut up, Drew. Jay?
Yes.
Is the Bahamian still intact?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, Adam's always disappointed when that's the case. But Jay, listen, he said very clearly, don't tell anybody. And
exactly. I mean, that's a total cry for help.
I agree.
I'm telling you, right? I mean, she had the presence of mind to call you guys. She could have the presence of mind to tell him to call somebody else.
That's true. I agree that she should get in touch with at least somebody who's been through what she's been through. I mean, we usually refer to gay and lesbian youth centers if
there's lots
so
of
inclined.
everywhere.
But again, we were trying to focus, and unfortunately on these calls we had to stay focused on one aspect. And I agree with you; it would have been nice to address that
aspect.
All right, smart guy. But we were focused in on that one, not about the sexual preference and his issues so much as hers and containing the behaviors. And frankly, had it not been somebody that clearly was crying for help, we would have said, alert the teachers.
Yeah.
But I didn't. This kid obviously is in a lot of pain, and God, we don't want to add to his pain and suffering.
Right. First off,
help her, though.
Hold on a second. We're spinning out of orbit here because he really could have been just a goofball who was screwing around with her. We don't know.
No,
we don't know.
The exact same kind of fantasies. When
We don't know all the details.
I agree with Jay.
I agree with Jay too. In theory,
right?
But in practice, you have a scared 14-year-old girl who I don't really want to engage this guy because she may not know how to contain it properly.
Yeah.
And I think she could be.
She can still blow him off, but she can also, point him in the right direction.
I know, but she may not have those skills. Do you understand? She may engage him, tell him to call this number, explain to him about some options. Next thing you know, they're in a conversation, and she's getting herself in deeper and putting herself in some potential danger.
I think that's why our instinct was not to go there with her, but let's at least agree that we're glad Jay brings this up.
Yes.
Point well taken. I hope that our previous caller is still listening and that she finds a way to get him that information. Maybe he's listening or other people going through similar kinds of pain.
Thank you very much, Drew. What the hell was that? Hold on a second. Nick?
Yes.
You're 15?
Yes, I am.
What's your question?
I was wondering if hair around my anus area is normal.
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal? Okay.
Yeah. How much hair?
Not much, but there is quite much.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down.
Quite a much.
Yeah.
You're able to form do
a Loveline recap there.
Sweaters and things, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Like I'm wearing a Angora rabbit in my ass. That's a good answer. That's one of our. We got to write down that answer. I have some hair around my anus. How much? Not much, but
a much.
Quite a much.
Quite a much.
All right, Drew. Does that paint a pretty vivid picture as to how much hair is there around there?
Angora rabbit.
Not much, but how much?
Quite a much.
That's right. All right, Nick, you're fine. It happens to the best of us. Although, if you have quite a much at 15, let me tell you something. The anus hair never stops growing. 3 years after you're in the ground, it's growing. Do you know what I'm saying? The hair on your head will fall out. The hair on your chest may go, but the hair on your anus will keep going. Abe Lincoln, the hair on Abe's ass, still growing. I'm convinced of this. Okay, we'll be back.
Oh yeah, everybody now. Loveline, I'll be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Another show we can all be proud of, including phone screener Sherry.
Thank you to Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, Saturday night, Comedy Central, 11 o'clock, the 29th. You can find him there. Real nice guy. So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Mommy! This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment.
Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle.
Now, please.